Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we're going to be having a look at a new Zeraora card. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a non-GX Zeraora coming in Night Unison, and I'll tell you something for nothing. It's looking pretty gosh darn nice. So let's have a gander, shall we? Although before we start, I would like to point out that our translation here comes from Tunu1223 over on Twitter. So to start off, 120 HP sucks because, well, you're getting one hit KO by Zeraora. That's not good. Weakness to fighting also sucks because Boswell is everywhere. Fighting is it's a very good type right now. You don't want to be weak to it, but you are. And that's a little bit annoying. Retreat cost of 1 does not suck. That's quite low. And the resistance to metal is nice. It means something like a Duskmane Necrozma won't be 2-hit KOing you. Having said that, if a Duskmane Necrozma's trying to 2-hit KO a non-GX, I do worry a little bit about the player who's using Duskmane Necrozma. And being a lightning Pokemon is nuts good, because you've got Electro Power to do 30 more damage. You've got Thunder Mountain to reduce your attack cost by 1, etc. We'll mention a bunch of these lightning things as we go along. So to start off with then, we have an attack, 1 lightning energy, 20 damage, discard a special energy attached to the defending Pokemon. This is just one of those attacks that's just always going to be good. Now, to be fair, the Yveltal coming out in Team Up has the same attack, except it does 30 and discards a special energy. Zeraora only discards 20. And the Yveltal has free retreat, but then again, the Zeraora has 10 more HP. But the Yveltal's got a better resistance. I don't know, they're very similar Pokemon. But this is nice. There's a lot of discussion about double colorless energy at the moment. We all know that Zoroark is a huge fan of double colorless energy. And yes, in expanded you got special charge, but in standard you don't. You don't really have a good way to recover special energy. I mean, you need to be playing stuff like Bayonet to get it back. It's not ideal, ladies and gentlemen. So if you can discard it with something like Zeraora, this is wonderful. It means that you can get rid of their energy and they're not bringing it back. And if you do this enough, you can run them out of energy. And the 20 damage is very, very low. There's no way around that. But then again, you've got Electro Power. Electro Power means you do an extra 30. 1 Electro Power and a Choice Band, and you're doing 80 damage to an EX or a GX while removing a special energy, and all of a sudden that is a darn sight better. And we've seen Pokemon like this have success in the past. Now, I know Dramper's not seen play for a little while, but when Dramper was released, it did see a fair amount of play, and one of the things that was really good about Dramper was the ability to get rid of a special energy. The problem is, these tend to be attacks. These do a bit of damage and get rid of some special energy. They tend to be attacks which are good backup attacks. They tend to be good if the other attack is good. And yes, Yveltal, I mean, the other attack is fine, it's not great, but the thing to remember is that Yveltal has free retreat, so it's got free retreat and this, which makes quite a difference. A good first attack and one that will see a bit of play here and there, but the second attack is actually the better one here. Lightning, double colorless, discard all lightning energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each card you discarded in this way. Now, as it stands at the moment, Tunu has said card, not energy, which means you can discard a counter energy here, but it will only do 50 damage. It won't do 100, whereas if it said energy, then you would be doing 100 for the counter energy. That does not seem the case. Before I upload this video, I will try to double check with the lovely David Hochmann, but it's very late in, or early, depending how you look at it, in Japan right now where David is, so hopefully I'll be able to check before I post this video. What I do find very amusing is that you can actually pay this attack cost by popping a Thunder Mountain down, which brings it down to a double colorless energy, and then playing a double colorless energy, and it does nothing. which is kind of funny. It amuses me anyway. The thing is here, what we need to do is just get a whole bunch of energy on Zeraora and smash, to be honest with you. Now, if we had a lightning equivalent of Quagsire, this would be amazing, because you could just move all the energy over. But we don't. So what we need to do is try and accelerate energy onto there, which we can do. We've got ways of doing. We've seen decks that do. We've got Tapu Koko Prism Star. Now, Tapu Koko Prism Star, I absolutely adore. It's one of the most broken cards which we're going to be getting in. I mean, we haven't seen all the cards we're going to be getting in the next year, but it's one of the most over-the-top broken cards we've seen. And it's so unassuming at first glance. If it's on the bench, put it in the Lost Zone, and then attach one lightning energy from your discard pile to each of 2 bench Pokemon. And at the outset, that sounds like, yeah, fine, it's alright. But actually, it's just a basic Pokemon that you whack on your bench and it accelerates 2 energy. It's kind of like a B-string, except it goes 1 to each of 2 bench rather than just to 1. And you can just always use it. Whereas B-string, you've got to draw it at the right time and all of that malarkey. It is a really great, over-the-top good card. So what you essentially do here is you use Tapu Koko onto 2 different Zeraora, and then you attach an energy from your hand, and then get a third energy on, and you hit for 150. And really, free energy here is roughly what you're going to be aiming for. Free energy is 150, so all of your non-GXs, your Buzzwole, your Granbull, your White Kyurem, they're all going down and you're good. With a Choice Band, you're up to 180, and there's your Rayquaza and your Blacephalon and things of that nature. And even though you're only at 180, if you want to go to 210 and get a Zoroark, you can play an Electro Power. And I think free energy is the goal here. I think once you get free energy on Zeraora to discard them, then you're doing lots of damage and life is good. And this is where I start to worry a little bit. Because if you use Tapu Koko, there's 1 energy on each of them, you're good. You attach a second energy from your hand, there's 2 energy on each of them, you're good. Where's the third energy coming from? And if we look at lightning decks at the moment, they've got ways to accelerate energy. Now, we do have Magnezone. Magnezone is a thing. Magnezone's not seen a huge amount of play. Could this be what breaks Magnezone wide open? Yes. It really could. This is the best card we've had for Magnezone since Magnezone came out. What we really want for Magnezone is a Pokemon which only gives up 1 prize and can do a huge amount of damage. We don't want this with something like Pikachu EX, because as much as I love Pikachu EX, and I do, 130 HP gives up 2 prizes. No. Zeraora seems like a good partner, but actually it only does 160 and you can't really get above that, and it gives up 2 prizes. Whereas this Zeraora, the non-GX, just whack energy on, 1-hit KO everything. This could be good with Magnezone. And Alolan Ninetales has shown us that Magnezone decks, or Stage 2 decks in general, are more viable than they've been for a very long time. We've got a non-GX that can smash. Because the other option we really got here, we got the Raikou from Shining Legends, which accelerates energy when you're on the bench, so Guzma can just bring you active and KO you, and then you lose all the energy. That's not good. And Pikachu and Zekrom Tag Team GX. Now, Pikachu and Zekrom Tag Team GX, the main attack, free lightning energy, 150 damage, and then attach free lightning energy from your deck to one of your Pokemon. Incidentally, this doesn't see much play with Magnezone, because you don't really need Magnezone here. For Pikachu and Zekrom, Tapu Koko Prism Star, Thunder Mountain, 1 energy from your hand, use the first attack and you accelerate energy. So why not that with Zeraora? Well, you're mixing a 1-prize Pokemon and a 3-prize Pokemon, which gets rid of the best thing about Zeraora. And also, if you accelerate free energy and your opponent Guzmas, you lose it. If you're using Pikachu and Zekrom, the best thing to accelerate energy onto is Pikachu and Zekrom. I recently showed you the Raikou from Lost Thunder, and how it can be a deck, and Tapu Koko Prism Star helps because it needs 2 energy. I don't think you can play this Zeraora in the same way. I think this has to be a Magnezone Pokemon. I think that's the only way you get it working effectively. And I know Magnezone's not really seen any play, but I cannot think of a better partner for Magnezone. If you can, let me know in the comments section. But I'm giving this between 3 and 4 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. I think this and Magnezone could be a legit deck. And I think you could really make some hay just rolling with this, accelerating energy of Magnezone and smashing. Hey, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I've been right before. That's what happens when you make a lot of predictions. Where should you make your predictions? The comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays for some more Wassie action. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves. Until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.